Yo, what's up, everybody? This is LB here, back at y'all with another one. Shout out to the whole LDBC Lions Den basketball community. Subscribe to the Patreon. Shout out to all my subscribers. I really do appreciate y'all. You guys, why I keep doing this every day. Let's get right into the funk. So, some NBA news came down earlier this morning. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, Indiana Pacers coach Nick McMillan has agreed on a contract extension. Now, McMillan, who had 1 year left on his contract, finalized the deal in recent days. This was social told Adrian Wojnarowski. Now, well respected amongst his coaching peers for his personal character and hard playing teams, McMillan has the Pacers positioned at the fifth seed in the Eastern Conference playoff chase. He's been credited with maximizing the organization's roster despite several stretches of significant injuries in recent years. Now, McMillan will have reached the playoffs in each of his 4 seasons as the Pacers coach. He's also likely to be without All-Star forward Domantas Sabonis, who left the NBA's restart in Orlando, Florida, to rehab a plantar fasciitis injury in his left foot. All-Star guard Victor Oladipo is still working his way back into full form from a torn quad tendon in his right knee. Now, in 16 seasons with the Supersonics, Trailblazers, Pacers, Nick McMillan has a .528 winning percentage, and he's 17-32 in 8 trips to the playoffs. He is one of 26 coaches to win 600 NBA games. So, there was rumors about him possibly getting fired. I guess they reverse course. That's not saying that they won't fire him, but it's hard to, fathom why somebody would agree to a contract extension only to fire him like a few months later or whatever like that. What up, Corey Boy? Salute to you. All right. So that's good news. To see that the Pacers willing to let Nick McMillan see this thing through. All right, so let's talk about these games, right? Before we talk about these games, I want to talk about Damian Lillard, man. Look, when it comes to Damian Lillard, man, why they get this man started? Why they get this man started, man? You know what I'm saying? Look, man, Damian Lillard already playing with a chip on his shoulder. And is already, now you telling this guy that he don't got the clutch gene, Skip Bayless, you fucked up. Paul George and Patrick Beverly, y'all fucked up, man. Y'all really do. Shout out to Eric Johnson, 501 Shy Zam. Salute to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Why'd y'all get this man started? Now this dude, man, look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man. Damian Lillard is on a mission. Damian Lillard could be out there seeking and destroying everything in sight. Watch what I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all get this man started, man. Y'all about to see. Y'all about to see. This man ain't nothing to be messed with, man. Y'all, man, shh. Y'all get this man started, man. Y'all just got this man started, man. All I'm saying is watch out for Portland, man. I'm telling you right now, they're going to get that 8th seed, man. You know what I'm saying? All they got to do is win one. They got to win their last game to keep that 8th spot. Now, Memphis, they got to win. They got to win their last game so they can play Portland in that play-in game. Otherwise, it would be Portland and Phoenix. Phoenix has been on a monster roll. I mean, they've been on a monster roll. And, tomorrow is the last game of the regular season in the NBA bubble. And that's going to tell a whole lot. We'll break down those games tomorrow. But for today, we're going to talk about these 4 games that's on the slate. And there's a lot of mystery when it comes to these games. A lot of mystery. We don't know who's going to play. We don't know how many. Even if they do play, we don't know how much minutes they're going to see. It's just going to be a whole clusterfuck today, right? There's teams out there that really don't have a whole lot to play for. So with that being said, let's get right into this, right? So the first game on the schedule is the Houston Rockets. They're the home team in this, and they play the Indiana Pacers, right? Now, as far as injury goes in this particular game, Eric Gordon is coming back, but we don't know how much minutes he's going to play. Um, Now, but then again, knowing Mike D'Antoni will run them out there. If they're healthy, they're going to play, and they're going to play their normal amount of minutes. Russell Westbrook, however, will be out. They never played Russell Westbrook on a back-to-back. They just played yesterday, so Houston will not be playing Russell Westbrook. Okay, period. Let's see. James Harden didn't play yesterday. They played the San Antonio Spurs yesterday. Now, when it came to that game, the Spurs ended up beating the Rockets on 123 to 105. So the Spurs are still in it, technically. Okay. Now, so like I say, what's up, your suit Knight? What's going on with your salute, homie? So we see who else. I'll come back to that. So right now, the projected starting lineup for the Indiana Pacers is Malcolm Brogdon, Aaron Holiday, Oladipo, Doug McDermott, and Miles Turner. For the Houston Rockets, we're looking at James Harden, Ben McLemore, Daniel House Jr. I know they say he's questionable, but it looks like he's going to play, right? But Robert Covington and PJ Tucker. This game, really, I mean, outside of James Harden, for fantasy purposes, I'm not playing Austin Rivers or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people chase those points that he had yesterday or the other day when he had like 41. The hell with that. And then let's say Eric Gordon's coming back. Jeff Green coming off the bench. I really don't see nobody else to really play in this game. For as far as Indiana really don't have a whole lot to play for right now. They're locked. I think they're locked into the 5th seed, but they need Victor Oladipo trying to work himself back into form. Malcolm Brogdon, Aaron Holiday. I mean, for as far as this game go, I can see Indiana beating Houston. Now, as far as fantasy plays, you could take a shot on Victor Oladipo. Maybe you take a shot on TJ McConnell if he gets some run, but you just gotta wait for news to come out because all this can get thrown out at the flash of a lightning bolt. That's the one thing about NBA, man. These injury reports, man. These injury reports make you want to spin your wheels every once in a while, right? Let me see. So that's that on that game. Next game is at 6:30 with Toronto and Philadelphia. Toronto comes in as a 6-point favorite, 221 over under. Some injury news. Looks like Joel Embiid's going to play. Al Horford and Tobias Harris will play as well. But the question with that is how many minutes these guys going to see. We don't know. We don't know how much minutes these guys going to see. Alec Burks will not play today, however. So, it's hard to trust it. Like I said, it's really hard to trust it. Same thing with the Toronto side. We don't know how many minutes these guys are going to play. Like your Fred VanVleets and your Kyle Lowrys of the world. Pascal Siakam's been playing like shit. So hopefully Pascal Siakam will use this game to ride himself back into form. Hey, James, come on in here, bro. Salute to my boy James Hayes in the building. Hey, I just want James Hayes. I just want Nola Boy Sports and News. I don't want nobody else. All right. I just want James. Click that link, James, and salute to William Bird in the building as well. So really hard to trust a whole lot from this particular game. All right. Shout out to 20 Rome in the building. What's up, James?
What's up, big dog? Salute.
Salute, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, before we continue with these game breakdown, man. Hey, man, what you think about Damian Lillard, man? Ain't that boy a motherfucking beast, yo?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He doing it the right way, man. I'm tired of telling people that. But the league gonna try to shit on him because he blocking, don't want to go join super teams like everybody else and all that. But that's what I tell people about clutch genes, clutch performance, and having that killer. Just those two things to push you to want to win a game. If you don't have that, you don't care if you win or lose. As long as you got your numbers, you good. I don't want that type of person on my team, LB, because then you're gonna have everybody else thinking that way. If I get in the game and I get my numbers, we good. But do it result in a win all the time. You got to be able to sacrifice and do whatever. Everybody already know Dame is the pure scorer on that team. They need his punch. So when he take over the games, people sometimes sit back and let him do his thing, but the ball movement still don't be stagnant. Carmelo still get his touches on the block. CJ still get his shots on the other wing or wherever he playing at. Then you got Nurkic still getting his the 12, the 15 rebounds, 13 points possibly. So it's just pretty to see. Then you got GT Junior going off, shooting 66%. So that's making game easier. Then you gotta understand, he don't have to work for nothing. The way he play his style of basketball, it's just like turning on water, smooth with it. He don't have to work hard to get no bucket. You seen the layup that he did, even though he went to the left, he scooped it up with the right. He made that shit look easy off the wrong foot and everything. That's what I'm saying. When you look at Dame, he just remind me of a straight killer from the old type school that don't need no help. Give me what you got for a poke chop, and I'm gonna make it work. You heard me? And I
Yeah,
love that
man.
in it. And I love that in him, bro. Just stay
And,
that way and don't settle out, bro.
hey, man, why did get this dude started, bro? Why did get this man? Look, it was already bad enough. Damian Lillard was a killer, but for Paul George and Patrick Beverly to come out running their mouth about him, and then Skip Bayless for running his mouth about goddamn Damian Lillard, man. Look, man, y'all got this dude started now. This motherfucker out here looking to seek and destroy.
Hey, he about to throw a wrench in all their party.
Yeah,
Cause let me
man, that's
tell
what
you
I'm saying,
something.
man. He about to click. He about to. Hey, Gideon, just me and James today.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
It's good, bro. You good? But yeah, yeah, man. Um, why they get this dude started, man? Why they had to come out here and poke the bear? You know what I'm saying?
They threw some tax on the floor and woke him up. That's what they did. And let me
Man,
tell
I'm
you
telling
something.
you,
A
man.
lot of people about to regret this because now that Carmelo have to be that second option with Nurkic, so they could go either way. They could feed Nurkic more and let Melo play off that backside wing, the weak side, and get the buckets, scrap for the rebounds because he's more athletic and shut him down on that way so he can be quick on his feet. Then, like I say, if CJ fight through this, he still gave you 8 points. That's what a normal bench player give you, 8 to 10 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So long as he can still give you something and be a decoy, I'm good with that. So like I say, the way Dame game is, it's just too fluid right now, bro. I've been watching this
hey,
dude
Mr.
for a
Big
long
Chance, it's
time.
just me and James today. Just me and James right now.
I've been watching this dude for a long time, bro, and I ain't never heard of this dude till I moved to Oakland, California, and that's where he from. And that dude name was Ranger LB. I'm gonna keep saying that shit over and over till it's sinking these niggas' head. The way that dude got it from high school to Weaver State, them dude was mad he didn't go to no D1 school because they wanted to be on that big extreme level. Dame
Yeah,
always
yeah,
was
man.
Dame was always that underdog type man. I go anywhere. I'm gonna make a name for myself. Is my game gonna propel us to the next level? Just give me the help that I need within the organization. And you can see Poland front office doing that. but I still don't believe they got the coach for that job, dog. Terry Stotts gonna wind up costing these people that's one of these series, bro, like he did last year with these big leads against Golden State. You supposed to let these dudes take this shit home. I ain't see Golden State beating them. I ain't even see Golden State going down like that to Portland, but you gotta understand, Portland wasn't scared of them bitches. Portland just ain't no game time situation. This is their first time in the finals. Far as that team, that nucleus team that they built, they was missing Nurkic. They ain't have no inside presence. So now you just got to rely on these two guys, CJ, and it's easy to shut two guys down on the perimeter. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're gonna jack up shots and try to make it if they hot, they hot. But if you contesting a jump shot, order to be a Kobe or Michael Jordan with that fadeaway, dog, it's hard to do that. That's why Dame numbers started good. Then when they adjusted, Golden State was a good team to adjust to that shit. Golden
Hell
State
yeah,
hit them.
man.
Golden State hit them with them third quarter runs like they did everybody that whole season. So it wasn't like Dame shrink. It's just that coach didn't make adjustments when Golden State made their adjustments.
Yeah, man.
Period.
Terry Stotts is a fucking idiot, man. You know what I'm saying? If you follow my timeline and shout out to Daryl Matthews, Chris Jones, I see y'all in the building. T Joyner, appreciate y'all for being in the chat today, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I cannot agree with you more, man. Terry Stotts is an idiot. Okay? If you follow my timeline from when I started this channel back in January of 2019, I've I've been singing through the heavens of how bad I hated Terry Stotts. And this dude cannot coach. He's not the lead, he's not the right person for that job. Now remember, last season before they went on that run, to the playoffs or whatever like that, and eventually the Western Conference Finals, Portland actually thought about firing this dude.
I remember that.
They
I
actually
remember
thought
that.
about firing this guy.
Dame saved this job though. Dame always saving that nigga legacy.
Yeah,
Just
man, you
like
always
he's
saving
saving
this
them
dude
now.
breakfast, man.
He making Terry Stotts look like a genius these last two games because Dame been saving his ass. Instead of you helping this dude where he ain't got to work as hard to close these games, all these games been 3-point games going down to the wire because Dame got to save your ass just because his pure talent and know how to play the game now.
Now,
He
James,
had to go through the fire, LB.
yeah, hey, but James, there's one thing. If there's one thing Terry Stotts has done right throughout this whole bubble thing, right? There's one thing he's done right. He's shortened the rotations. He's playing. He only playing like 8 guys, right? You got your starters, and then you got Gary Trent, Hassan Whiteside, and who's the other person that's coming off the bench? And Mario Hazonia. I think that's it. There ain't nobody else that's playing these. That you're not getting guys like Anthony Simons coming in or nothing like that, right? Oh, that's
Yeah,
what Gary Trent, Hassan Whiteside, and what I said the third person was
Hazonia.
Hazonia. That's it. He's shortened the rotations. He's not playing guys like Anthony Simons and all these other motherfucking clowns, man. These guys is getting the minutes. The guy he is shortening the rotations. The people are playing the big minutes because they know they're trying to get the playoffs. And I think he knows also in the back of his head that his job is on the line too. So I like the fact that he's shortening those rotations out, and the guys, the best players are playing the minutes, and the scrubs got to sit this one out, barring an
No,
injury.
no way I could agree with you on that too because you will want your horses to get the money time minutes anyway. Because by this being a full 5 month layoff, these dudes still have to get chemistry together. They still have to gel, get their legs back. A lot of these dudes ain't got their legs back, bro. So when you look at it from that point of view, and the refs that they getting together for us trying to get the feel of each other, getting them in their spots that they like the ball in. You know what I mean? Whoever thought that Gary Trent Jr. was gonna be coming shooting out the gym like he is in his bubble? But outside the bubble, when you got the crowd that pressure on, certain people can handle it, certain people need the crowd, just like certain people don't, because this is the love of the game that I have. That's why you see these lower level teams playing with no fucking feelings, like the emotions out the way. They just playing ball. That's why you have the Phoenix Suns on the run that they doing. That's why you have Brooklyn Nets without Kyrie and KD still clinching the playoff spot with the Leverts and the Jerry Allens of the world. These dudes still deep there in the pros for a reason. I don't underestimate nobody. What I look at in a pro today, when you hit that court, I want to see what you got in game time situations. And when it's time to close this bitch, all right, say like you could give me 30 all day. Like the first three quarters, you got 30. Now the game lip and tuck. The defense about to ratchet up. Now you missing easy shots that you was making the first three quarters because the pressure on. Now you missing clutch free throws because the pressure on. You feel me? It's
Mhm.
easy to do that shit when the game first start because ain't no pressure on. That's why I always judge my people off of clutch performances and who had that killer. I done seen killers fail. You feel me? But that don't mean there wasn't no killer. Every killer can't get a chip, dog. You know how hard it is to get a chip. You know how deep the
Yeah,
league is as far as talent
definitely.
wise. I'm just saying the league is deep far as talent wise. Everybody couldn't admit to that. So that you mean to tell me that's why I had to explain to the dude last night. Everybody can't be a Hall of Famer, but that don't mean he wasn't clutch or no killer. You can't put everybody in the hall, bruh. Everybody can't win no rank because if you look at the last decade or two, 3 years, even when Mike played from Boston Celtics, CJ tried to say the championship the niggas won on Magic time, but you got to think about it. When Magic got five, Bird got. I mean, when Magic got five and Bird got his three, Isaiah came behind them. You feel me? It wasn't. Everybody had to go through that level. What I'm saying, Bird
Right.
had to go through Magic. Then Isaiah had to go through Bird. Jordan had to go through him. Kobe had to go through Jordan. You feel me? Everybody passed the torch, but for some reason, somewhere down the line, that killer mentality stopped being passed down. So it took a nigga like Dame Lillard to keep that shit. When they try to get him to join the super team, man, no, I won't beat you niggas. I won't join you niggas. I don't need nobody to hold my fucking hand. And I love that shit. Don't take the competition and the competitive out the sports because you can't do it.
Hey, I saw it the Kai Clark in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? You know another person who I got mad respect for that is Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Giannis ain't trying to be in line up with no super team and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get his shit from the mud too. You know
They
what I'm saying?
take the, they take
Even
the
with
fun out the game, LB.
Yeah, man, that definitely takes the sense of competition out the game, man. You know what
Fucking
I'm saying?
right.
When you got all the best players playing with each other, whatnot, this ain't the motherfucking dream team in '92 and none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you guys out here, man, all this teaming up and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? That makes a motherfucker don't want to watch basketball. You know
Let
what
me
I'm
ask you a question. If everybody stayed on their respective teams and just build within, even though they was like, I know the GMs and the owners suck and all that, but even though the players got more power than Jordan them, because Jordan them wasn't pulling those strings like the players today, who they want on their team, where they want to go at, and it's happening.
saying?
Like, you know what I mean? So even with that being said, you got to think about it like this. If LeBron would have stayed his whole career in Cleveland, even though you went back, you still went back. So take the 4 years out of Miami, and you stayed in 4 years. You only played 4 years in Miami. So what 4 years was different about because you stole two championships by joining someone instead of doing it the right way? You still would have probably went to like 3 or 4 finals, but can you win them? Because you don't have the clutch genes. But if you're the one to be coach, you're the one to pass that torch on to the next nigga that was behind y'all, like the Damon Lillards of the world, the fucking John Morant's, the Zion Williams. Then the league will be still more competitiveness. But when you got three niggas on one team, three niggas on that team, but you got these niggas over here ain't got an all-star or superstar, which like the Knicks of the lower barrel teams, dog, that's a problem. When you look at our era, you can say that about Indiana, you can say that about Boston, you can say that about New York. Everybody had at least one all-star on their team that could carry them to keep them in games, what I'm saying.
Right.
Now this shit is so water whipped. Like I said, you got 3 and 4 niggas on one team. Then you want trade and get a bench too. Like then you got this dude coming way over here trying to do this and bring you over there. I'm like, God damn, these niggas, this league right here done got too soft for me, bro. That's why it's really hard for me to take a grasp on who got the killer, who got what, because y'all need help doing that shit, man. Do it with the role players. Do it with the average Joe Blows like you're supposed to, because everybody know you ain't supposed to stack the deck. How many times nigga got hit with tampering, but they ain't get caught? Certain people get caught with it, but nobody else don't get caught with it. But they don't look at that shit like that. They just block a lot of shit out that they helping these dudes do get through the league and just to get the money because they talking about defense killing the ratings. That San Antonio Spurs and Denver, and Detroit, I think that was one of the best finals ever. You know
Oh, you
why?
got the 05 NBA Finals?
Fucking right. You know why? It still went game 7. There wasn't no really star power players, but on the Spurs side, if you won't say that. But the way Detroit had that team, it was nothing but average players, Joe Blow players. You know how many teams Chauncey Billups been on? Like 11 at that time. Before he damn near went to Detroit and found him a home and won that chip.
Mm-hmm.
He bounced damn near through 11 teams, bro.
Yeah, he did bounce around the NBA quite a lot.
That was a real journeyman, but he never gave up what I'm saying. They gave up on him, but that dude been playing that way. Now all of a sudden he get with the right system, the right coach, the right team. Now he earned the name, Mr. Big Shot. So you think he just did all that shit over the years? That dude been had that shit. That's what I'm saying. And they talking about we ain't had no talent. No, we was in the same position y'all was. Stupid ass GMs and coaches. Ain't know how to coach. But the difference was them dudes still wasn't bailing out on that shit.
Shout out to Craig J. I see you in the building, man. Salute to my boy Craig J in the building. He hit me with a donation to Cash App. You didn't leave no message, but I appreciate you for leaving that donation through the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Salute. If you want to donate, there's my Cash App, $Freeway95 US. There's the PayPal if you want to donate to the channel. Salute. All right, man. Let's talk about one more thing before we get to these 2 other games or whatever like that, right? Let's talk about I don't know if it's but let's talk about the New Orleans Pelicans. I wanted to get your thoughts on how disappointing this team was. It's like the general consensus, right? That the New Orleans Pelicans were the most disappointing team in this bubble, right? It's probably going to cost Alvin Gentry his job, and justifiably so. So where are you at on this?
Man, I've been wanting Alvin Gentry to get fired. It's just something like just because what he was on the sideline doing with Golden State, dude wasn't doing nothing over there. To me, like, he just was a part of the staff. Them dudes already was locked and loaded, tuned in, know what they needed to do. And that's why when you watch that team, how the fuck you get the credit for getting a job when you got a nigga who built that team and get no credit, can't get a job? That's how I know it's so much bullshit going on when it come down to some of these coaching positions. Everybody friend and vibing, everybody owed each other a favor. Yeah, go over there and coach them. They're a small market. We'll give you about 5 years, put money in your pocket. You hear me? Everybody taking care of each other. But what I see is you got to get the right coach in there. Fuck you with a partner. Fuck you because you did something for me. I owe you a favor. No. Even when he was the coach at the Suns, they keep talking about that championship game he went to Western Conference Finals or whatever. That's why I don't remember that shit. That nigga, that shit wasn't nothing. Like, dog, your resume speak for itself. So how the fuck you got that job anyway? That's my first. When we first heard Alvin Gentry was getting that job, nigga was like, "What the fuck? all these coaches out here, and y'all going about to get fucking Lucas? Remember the movie Lucas? The white dude with the glasses trying to play football? That's Alvin Gentry. That's who he remind me of. I'm like, nigga, y'all could have got anybody. But this the trip part about it, though. We always had the talent, LB, bro. That's why I tell niggas, man, you can have all the talent in the world. But if you got a fucking coach just gonna sit over there and look like he rode the yellow bus all his life with that helmet on his fucking head, what you expect? What the fuck you expect these dudes to do? This not no veteran team we talking about, dog. These dudes young, dog. These dudes need to be coached up. You feel me?
Yeah,
but you
man.
got this nigga sitting over there, like I say, on the front of the yellow bus, the 2-seater, just they ain't saying nothing. I think, dog, bro, something ain't right with that picture, bro. You see how
Right with that
Zion?
picture, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, none of their stories ain't match up. One nigga said it came from the head office. One nigga said it came from the medical field. Then another nigga said, well, the medical staff told the head office, so it came down to me. Man,
Hey,
fuck
yo,
all that.
I'm about to open up the chat line, man. So, you know what I'm saying? If you want to come in, poke your chest out, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about to get motherfucking surgical in this bitch. Go ahead and continue, man.
So I was like, man, fuck all that, man. You lying right there. Because even if they gave you 15 minutes to work with, you put to play Zion in key situations, especially to close the game out. If you play him 10 minutes straight, save that last 5 minutes for him to close that game out. Because you know BI gonna keep us in the game. You know we got enough weapons for Drew Holiday to keep us in the game. Why you almost play Okafor? Okafor is a good center, dog. Plus, he know how to play with his back to the basket. You saw what he
Okafor ain't
did.
getting no fucking bird, man. You
That
know
nigga
what I'm
ain't getting no burn. Him and Zion would have dominated that paint. But you got Derek fucking 9 flavors out here stanking up the fucking joint. This nigga not even much Napoleon. This
saying?
nigga not even much Sherbert. And you got him out here stanking up the joint. Him and Gonzo fraud. This nigga wrote more bad checks than the Lord allowed. He's still out here on walking the street. Boy, I'm telling you, dog.
Boy, you funny as hell, boy. I swear to
Listen,
God,
why would you do people like that? I understand it's a small market. You did us that with Chris Paul. Chris Paul ain't really won't leave. Everybody knew Tom Benson just bought that team. He was football mentality. He was getting the pieces in line, but the NBA was just too impatient. Kobe wanted help before he go out on the last leg because you never gave him nothing. You fucked over him with 2 MVPs because of that bullshit ass rape charge when y'all know that man ain't do that shit. That man, I don't think he did that, dog. And I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't think he hit that white broad.
I don't
Period.
think
So
so either. You know what I'm saying? I think she lied about the whole thing to
so
try to
when
get
when when
notoriety.
that shit came out and that shit became a scandal, and we just got a team, shit, that we ain't looking to do nothing no time soon. So let's take their only superstar and try to help this nigga. No, then the league won't block that shit. They try to make it seem like Tom Benson gave him the order. Man, here, y'all could do that shit. That man owned that team, dog. You can't go over the own and take no play. I don't give a fuck what David Sherman was talking about. Tom Benson bought that team for $325 million, man. That dude called all the shots, just like you do with the Saints. Nigga, that nigga run New Orleans, boy. Tom Benson was like a mob nigga down there, just like Pat Riley. Nigga wasn't fucking with Tom on no kind of level. Everything Tom had his hand in on, that shit was going to explode and expand and blow up like the Benson Tower did. That dude, it was a good owner, dog. He just ain't had that basketball knowledge. So when he was putting the pieces around him, like I say, he wanted to give Kobe that blessing to go out. Because Kobe what 5 years with Smush Parkers and Kwame Brown?
Yeah,
Not
really.
saying he couldn't do it, but he still got him to the playoffs. He still had him with a 3-1 lead on the Western Conference leader in that time with Steve Nash. Steve Nash was the top one, top two in the conference that year when Kobe had them boys down 3-1. But for some reason they want him to become a passer now. Get your players involved. And that 3-1 lead cost them niggas.
Darren Matthews, he said he from New Orleans. They say Tom's wife going to sell the team or some shit like that. Shout out to
Because
RP Watts in the building, huh?
listen, if she sell a team, she down bad. They don't know nothing about basketball. At the end of the day, that's the second superstar they done stole from my city, man. You feel me? But
Yeah.
you gotta understand, when they went got David Griffin, this is a new beginning for him. I see what he did for the Cavaliers. He not a bad GM. He basketball minded. Now you got to get a real basketball coach in there. That's gonna solidify all that. You can't have a all right GM. I'm not saying he a great GM, but he a good enough GM to know how to put pieces for a team to be competitive. He showed you that.
Jay
Even
won
though LeBron
championship.
asked for those
He won the
pieces, but
championship in Cleveland.
yeah. So what I'm saying is he got that on his resume. He know what he's doing. That's why when he constructed that team and pulled the pieces, even though y'all won't give me Kuzma, y'all gonna give me these niggas. Only one that came out of the bus was Alonzo Ball. Why not play Josh Hart? Josh Hart got more hard than him. He can run the point. Anybody could bring that bitch up and dribble. You act like point guard is hard to do. That's why they call point forwards now. Nigga ain't gotta be no fucking point guard all the time. Anybody can play point, but you steady pushing the issue for this fraud ass nigga like he wait the next year. He gonna get it. He gonna catch it. Man, I'm tired of that shit, man. They trying to fuck over the small market teams, dog. They really are. Why you think they don't really want Memphis to make it? Memphis a small market team.
All right, so there's an update to Eric Gordon. He's playing today. He will have a minutes restriction between 20 and 25 minutes. All right, Gideon, get in here, Gideon. Get in here.
25 minutes for what, though? See what I'm saying? What the fuck is a minutes restriction work anyway? When you need these rhythms, you done missed down to 6, 7 games anyway.
Shit,
You already missed 7, 8 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, it was hold up. The minutes restriction was mainly enforced because coaches used to just bring people back and they used to burn them into the ground without like letting them get like tread back. It's basically to get them back into the flow of the game. You just can't have dudes out for like a week or 2, 3 weeks or multiple weeks, come back and play them 44 minutes a game. That's stupid. So basically, it's to protect them. I don't agree with it. I think that you should let them get some run in, get some trade in, but just don't burn them to the ground. The minutes restriction, you just basically pampering them a little bit.
No, I understand that, Mr. This is Mr. Big Chest, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my nigga. You sound like it. Yeah, but listen, I understand that. But let me tell you the difference. That's why we say they babyfy these dudes too much. Dog, I played every sport, bro. Ain't no fucking such thing as a fucking minutes restriction coming off that bitch, especially when you a big key of this offense on any level. I don't care what sport you play. If dog, I done played with separated shoulder, broke toe, and everything. I'm still out there. Ain't no minutes restriction. You can go, Hayes, get in. You want if you could contribute to the team and you bringing smoke every day, man, you in the game. That's why dog, 15 minutes, but you give Eric Garden 25 minutes. So what's the difference? That's what I'm saying. They holding these dudes' hands. They holding these dudes that won't be on no minutes restriction, dog. I know they don't. But these the fucking owners that I agree with Lamont and them on that stand. They baby find these niggas, man. They holding these niggas' hand with let these niggas off the fucking leash. These niggas want to play. But y'all talking about no. How you expect this man to lose pounds talking about Zion if he ain't running up and down the fucking court?
They afraid. They so fearful. And I understand you don't want Zion to injure his knee, man, but you can't live in fear. You got a gym in New Orleans. Now, like I know you don't want to ruin it, but you gotta let the man just beast and feast. This man is the Incredible Hulk on the court, man. Just let him beast and feast on people.
I agree, man. Like the Pelicans, they need to work on minutes. They gotta work on rotations. New Orleans needs to work on execution, moving the ball, pick and roll, and they gotta value possessions. What killed the Pelicans in this bubble is the fact that down the stretch of games they became tentative, didn't move the ball. We're playing ISO basketball, and that's not going to help you go far in the playoffs. Like, look at the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix is moving the ball great, man. That's why they are 7-0 in the bubble. And I'm telling you, man, do not be surprised if the Suns make the playoffs. Don't be surprised.
Hey, they're gonna have. I think that's who's gonna have to play Portland for that playoff game.
Portland. Here's what I think. Right, it's still not a guarantee to get past Brooklyn, though. I do think they should beat the Nets, but the way the Nets have played, you never know what can happen in that game.
Yeah, the Nets are like a range of outcomes. Either they pull off a monumental upset, or they get their fucking napalm bomb put to them and shit.
Pretty much. But let's be realistic, okay? If the Blazers didn't pull off that game last night, I think the season would have been over. What do you think?
No, I still don't think so. Because let me tell you why. This is what I try to tell people, bro. When you got a person with that kind of mentality, the will to win, they ain't never shied away from no moment, bro. No moment. He always want that smoke. He always want that pressure. So when you used to failing, and when if you look at Dame since he came into the league and he go through the playoffs the way he go through, look at the teams he have to play. All them teams be stacked. Now, don't get me wrong. See, everybody know about CJ, but is CJ really a Dame Lillard type player? Keep it real. All right, then. So CJ is just a good role player. He played good with Dame because they on a backcourt and they can feed off each other. What I'm saying, they play good together. That's about it. But far as him putting up the type of numbers that Dame can do, You got 2 niggas or 3 niggas that Dame was going through each playoff doing the same thing. I'm just one nigga. So Dame either had to hit 50 or 60 every game, which you know that's fucking impossible because he's not Will Chamberlain and he don't play close to the basket.
True. Yeah, Dame relies more on perimeter shooting and slicing to the basket. Last night, I remember there was a stretch when the Blazers started off 0 for 8 in the fourth quarter, but Dame was attacking the goal. He was putting KP in foul trouble, putting Tim Hardaway in foul trouble, and he was just attacking the rim at will. And then his 3-pointer started to go.
It's hard. It's gonna be hard for the backcourt of the Los Angeles Lakers to slow this young man down.
Oh yeah,
I
they
just don't see it. I ain't gonna lie. Even with CJ with the fractured back, if he could just do what KD did, stand in one spot, because like I say, he giving you what a role player give you, 8 to 10 points. I take that from him any day. Because I know Dame and Carmelo now they have to carry the weight with Nurkic.
oh yeah.
Now I just go look post Nurkic, post Melo on the weekend, and let Dame do what he do. The way Dame attacked the basket yesterday and was hitting the mid range game, what I seen on the highlights and from what Ticket was broadcasting the game, the dude got every fucking thing in his toolbox right now. He ain't just got to shoot threes. Them be gut check three. That's why I told you that's the only thing I hate about him. You can have them niggas on the ropes. You come back and suck the lead up. Then you'll come back and do that stupid ass shot like that went high up and still went in. Man, that's a
That
bad
was
shot.
crazy.
That's
Guys
a
think
bad fucking shot, man. Keep the pressure on them niggas. Get to the hole. Work the mid range game. Then have them niggas relax because then you don't want to blow by them. Then you got that shot.
I agree. I mean, I agree. Let's be realistic. Remember, Dallas was up. Dallas was up by 3 at that time. So hypothetically speaking, if that shot doesn't go, maybe Dallas would have won the game. But I want to ask you something. Do you think? Remember the play when Gary Trent pulled KP when the game was tied? Do you think KP should have been fouled out? I felt it should have been a foul on Gary Trent.
Nah. That was a
I
foul.
don't
That
know.
was a
I
foul.
just heard Ticket commentating the game. I wasn't watching it. I couldn't see the game.
No, I watched the play. It was sort of like that play in the 2012 Western Conference Finals when James Harden took that charge, but it should have been a blocking foul on what's it called, Gary Trent Jr. because he wasn't really in position. Plus his feet were kind of shuffling. But that's just a bang bang call. You know, you either call it a charge or you call it a block. So I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it because it's like a bang bang play.
That is true. And man, Porzingis, he was balling, hitting threes, mid range. He had the whole repertoire. The pick and roll with Luka was going great. The problem with the Mavericks last night, this is why I say Dallas is not going to go far in the playoffs. They just do stupid shit, man, in close games. Like, I remember the last play, they were down by 1, right? And then Trey Burke pushes off Damian Lillard while Vinny Smith would have hit the big 3, you know what I mean? To put his team up too. I didn't get that play with Trey Burke. If you just don't push off Dame and just let Vinny Smith shoot the ball, you might have won that game last night.
Hey man, Damian Lillard dropped 61. When you let a player drop 61 on you, man, you don't deserve to fucking win.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Now, I got James's thoughts on well, we already talked about Gonzo. You know, we talked about Gonzo a couple days ago. So I don't want to retread those waters and nothing like that or whatever, right?
That man had a double single last night.
Huh?
The man, here's the thing. If you, I actually paid for league pass for that game last night. Man, James, you were right about Alvin Gentry, man. You were so right. This man Lonzo went out last night. He was cooking, and then
Finally,
he missed.
He had a big game last night.
This man was cooking. This man almost broke. This man broke a dude's ankles cooking like a mug, and then he missed. And then he missed 2 shots. He was like 4 or 6. That's still a good percentage, right? 4 or 6 is still a good percentage. It's like over 60%. He missed 2 shots. He didn't take another shot to the fourth quarter with like 5 minutes left. And Alvin Gentry, they literally was in this game. Alvin and Zion and B.I. and Drew didn't play, but they literally had Derek Favors cooking, and this dude takes him out. Lonzo hits 2 threes, takes him out. Josh Hart hits a 3, takes him out. And I'm like, you trying to win this game or not? I'm like, what the heck, bro?
That's the problem with Alvin Gentry. Like I said, his rotations are garbage. Every time he sees somebody contributing, he takes him out and puts in somebody else. I mean, that's the problem with Alvin Gentry. Hell, even Okafor had a great game last night. Okafor, he came out
What I
ready.
told you, Gideon. Then I tell LB, I told you, dog, Okafor is a back to the basket type player. So
Hmm.
why would you not start him over Favors? That's how I know he don't know coaching.
He don't know
Favors got
basketball,
to
man.
fucking go, man. I'm gonna hit at his ass when I see him. Watch. I'm gonna run his ass from now on. Yeah.
I agree. Alvin Gentry doesn't make the right rotations. He just doesn't know basketball. Like Michael Okafor, he can post up.
You
He
mean
has
Jaleel Okafor, right?
Jaleel
Yes,
Okafor. No, I
Jaleel.
mean Jaleel, my fault. Jaleel Okafor, excuse me. He can post up. He has a nice touch, with the mid range. He's not a bum. It's just that he didn't have the right opportunity in Philly and Brooklyn, and he's actually balled down New Orleans so far.
Yeah,
Hey,
but they
people
keep putting
forget
him on the
that
bench
dude.
though, man. The motherfuckers relegated the bench play, man. You know what I'm saying? How can a motherfucker go a guy with I think Jaleel Okafor do have some kind of upside or whatever like that. The problem is they just don't fucking play him.
Because they're
Hey,
stupid. That's the part of the Pelicans. They're stupid. They don't use him right. It's like last night, he was killing Gary Childs in the post. It's like if you're New Orleans, right? If they just use Okafor down low and feed him in the post and the block, they'll be probably be in the race for eighth right now.
not just that. Everybody forget the dude played at Duke, bro. That
Yeah,
dude
we
was
did.
the number one option at Duke at center. Dominant. You feel me? Number one recruit going to Duke. Why you not using that dude to his strength? That's what I tell people, bro. Nigga sitting over there like he going that fucking Cali and that Colorado mixed together. Bitch, you better get from now here, bitch.
Hey yo, it's simple. Hey yo, it's simple with Jaleel Okafor because like when he won that national championship with Grayson Allen at Duke back in 2015, well, back like about 4 or 5 years ago, like it was simple. All they did was just give him the ball, let him do work in the post. Now, in my opinion, like last night when I saw it was him and like they had something going. I think it was him, Lonzo, and Jay Hart. Basically, it was like a triangle. Basically, Lonzo would pass, he would like Jaleel would set a screen, and basically Lonzo would have two options: either I kick it out to Josh Hart, or I let Jaleel go for the bang. And it was literally working for most of the game. It was a close game, but when they took Jaleel and Jay Hart out and Lonzo out, like they was cooking. Those three can cook together. I'm like, you got to mesh. Lonzo maybe not be a starter, but you got lineups on your team that can mesh together. You just got to figure out what's works instead of just taking people out randomly. And that's what I hate about Alvin Gentry coaching, because he missing out on opportunities, man. You have different lineups that can work, like the Zion Drew, JJ Redick lineup works, the Jay Hart lineup works. You got all these different mixed matches lineups. They work, but you never use them.
That's his problem, man, and that's the thing. It's like Alvin Gentry, like I said, he doesn't have the right coaching technique. He doesn't make adjustments. He's like here's what I think of Alvin Gentry. He is the Brett Brown of the West. You can say. You could say he's the Brett Brown of the West. There's also Terry Stotts, but the problem with Alvin Gentry, he doesn't make the right coaching moves and doesn't put in the right starting five for his team to win. Every time I see somebody contribute on both sides of the ball, he takes them out and puts somebody else in. And that's not going to help the Pelicans win games. And I'm like, if the Pelicans, if they wanted to be a playoff team, they should have used Zion's minutes well. They should have told Lonzo to play with more confidence, told Ingram to be more aggressive and take smarter shots, and, use Jaleel Okafor in the post. Because, look, Derek Favors is a good player, but Derek Favors, he doesn't have the offensive skills Jaleel Okafor,
That's what I'm saying. Why not start Okafor at center? And if you won't play Favors on the weak side, put him at power forward on the back end. But
Yeah.
use Jaleel as your main offensive threat because he can play back to the basket. That's what I be trying to tell niggas. Like if I was the coach of that team, fundamentals win all the time, bro. I don't give a fuck if you could go through your legs, make a faster pass, all that shit. Nigga, that shit don't impress me, nigga. I swear to God it don't. The
Yo,
minute you
James,
start doing that shit and the first turnover you get, I'm sending your ass home in the middle. They're gonna be like, man, what's wrong with him? Shit, he got diarrhea. He can't play tonight. I'm sending your ass home, bitch.
Yo, James, I gotta ask you something. So, in my opinion, if I was the coach, this is what I would do. I would have Josh Hart starting. I'll have Josh Hart, Drew Holiday, Bi, Zion, and Jaleel as my starting lineup. Is that good
Oh,
with
that's a
you?
good start five. Great
Hold
start.
up, say that again. That sounded nice. So say that one more time.
Josh Hart, Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Jaleel Okafor as my starting five. Right?
Yeah, I like that. I
That's a
like it.
good
Okay.
starting
And
five.
if I
I'm gonna
need,
call them. I'm calling down there right now to see if I can get you in there, Mr. Big Chest.
well, no, it's I'm just looking on concepts
Have your
because
resume ready. You might get a phone call. Just have that resume ready. Don't make me look bad now.
Yeah, man. If I was the head coach for the Pelicans, I would use the same lineup. But what about if you use a guy like maybe Frank Jackson as your point guard or Alexander Walker as your point guard?
I see. I like those two. It's just they undisciplined. Like Josh Hart, he doesn't have the athleticism as a Nikhil Alexander Walker. But like he's more disciplined, and I'd rather have a point guard that's confident and disciplined. Lonzo's not confident, but he has the skill set.
It's true.
Alexander Walker, he has the confidence, but he's literally erratic at times. So,
Yeah.
but the thing is, but like I say this, I would run a 3 guard system in any of my backup lineups because you're gonna have speed.
Have y'all heard
If you
that?
can,
I'm sorry, there's a thunderstorm in my head. That's why y'all heard that in the background. But go ahead.
no, like
You go ahead.
what I was saying is like I would say they backup line the second string lineups. You can alternate. I will have Lonzo, Frank Jackson, or Lonzo and Nikhil Alexander Walker because you have Lonzo likes to run, and you put all the dudes that can run. You can alternate Zion, Drew, basically any of the guys that can run. Use Lonzo to his strengths and let the man run because that's all. Let him run because until he learns to half court offense, until he learns how to play in the half court consistently, I don't want him starting. As much as I like him, that's just a fact. But if you want him coming off the bench as a 6th or 7th man, just running with those young guys because he can run. That's a fact. He can run. He can throw those football passes. Like, man, he was an accurate passer like crazy. And like you can have him slide in, cut in. You have Nikhil Alexander Walker, Frank Jackson, Nico Melli just sliding. I mean, you got ideas. It's just Alvin Gentry. You got a nucleus for a offensive powerhouse. You just don't use it.
Shout out to
But you
Quincy
don't need no
Randolph
good
in the building, man. I see you, homie. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, continue cooking on Alvin Gentry because me personally, I think he's a goner after the season. It's good to see Nick McMillan got a contract extension. I reported that on the outside of the live stream. But okay, say the New Orleans Pelicans do fire Alvin Gentry, right? You think they go after Mark Jackson?
Mark Jackson, they should. A Mark Jackson or a Mark Jackson or a David Blatt, or I kind of doubt this next coach, but you never know. Or a Greg Popovich would help the Pelicans greatly.
It's unlikely I see him going there, but I talked about David Blatt yesterday.
David Blatt's an okay coach. He did take the Cavs to the NBA Finals and won 2 games against the Warriors. And, because remember, the Cavs that year were very legit defensively. You saw them pressuring Steph Curry from half court, full court. You saw them sticking on Klay Thompson, not letting him get airspace. You saw what killed the Cavs in that 2015 Finals was the fact that it allowed Iggy to get loose a little bit. Because Iguodala, he turned back the clock in that series when he was hitting threes, going to the basket at will, and dunking over guys. And then Steph Curry started to get going the last few minutes of the last few games of that series and started figuring out Dellavedova. Again, David Blatt's a pretty decent coach. And don't forget, I think in 2016, the Cavaliers were 30-11, right? And then they fired him after that, which I find that ridiculous because he helped their defense come stronger and tougher. You know what I mean?
Man, I gotta agree with you that now, the thing I like about David Blatt is that he don't tolerate no foolishness. So you see, because he will call you out. Like he wasn't afraid to call LeBron out, and LeBron started whimping like a bitch. But I was like, he gonna call him out. He gonna say, Zion, like get your butt back on defense. You are a freak of nature. Start Hulk smashing Hulk smashing the basketballs, blocking, like taking charge, man. Like I know he's an offensive freak, but he'll hold him accountable. He'll tell Zoe, he said, man, if you out there shucking and jiving on the court, I will sit your ass and not play you for the rest of the year. Like, he's a coach like that. Like, he'll tell BI, don't be dribbling the air out the ball. Same thing with Drew. Like, sometimes with Drew and BI, I think they dribble the air out the ball way too much.
They do. They
But-
ball hog too much. They need to learn to get others involved. Sometimes I've seen them try to act like they're they try to act like they're Kobe or NJ or AI and take some stupid ass shots. They need to learn to let the off. They need to learn to involve their teammates and take proper shots. You know.
No, well, it's with BI because BI. The thing is, BI, he has that lanky frame. He needs to work on getting to his spot and not working hard. Now, the other option, Mark Jackson. The reason why I say it's because he can build. He'll be the one to like build those guards, build Lonzo's confidence up, and like literally be on him. Because people forget, like when Mark Jackson came, Steph Curry was coming off a fusion ankle surgery.
Yeah.
And he had and people was criticizing him because he can't play defense, but that wasn't his fault. He was trying, but that was a physical ailment. When you had like he couldn't move fast enough. But like when Mark Jackson came, you saw how his points per game increased, his field goal percentage increased. 215 threes first year with Mark Jackson. Klay Thompson hit 197 threes first year with Mark Jackson. So he's a guard builder. Plus he's a great defensive coach. But the thing I like about Mark Jackson is he's gonna make you believe more than you ever believed in yourself. That's the thing. And that's what they need. They need discipline, and they need somebody that says, we got this. No matter how young we are, we got this. That's what they need.
Yeah, they need somebody that's gonna come in there and willing to coach them dudes, keep them focused, keep them in the right situation. So when those times like that in the game come, they don't panic. It's like ain't no such thing as I don't know what to do now.
Pretty much, yeah, man. Like I said, like what you guys said, the Pelicans need a coach who's going to be in their face. The Pelicans need a coach who is not scared to fail. That's the thing. The problem with Alvin Gentry, I just think he's scared to fail. He
used to fail, and that's what we need to get from out of there. Niggas gonna fail regardless, but when you Alvin Gentry, you look at his track record as a coach, this nigga almost 50 games below 500.
It's not like, great. I mean, the only great.
No, that nigga is shitty, man. So how you still got a job, nigga? You got to at least be 500 a couple of games over. I ain't asking you to be perfect, but dog, when you got 50 more losses than wins, nigga, you ain't never coaching my team, nigga. I'd rather see your resume. What the fuck? I tell you straight like that. No.
I agree, man. Because Alvin Gentry's only had 2 good seasons, really. 2010, he took the Suns to the conference final, but he lost to the Lakers. And then 2018, the Pelicans made the playoffs. They swept the Blazers, but lost to the Warriors in 5. Those are the only 2 good years Gentry ever had in his coaching career.
Bullshit, trash.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's like with this team, it's like they're young and they want to be coached, but you gotta like some players you gonna like Lonzo, you gonna just be on his ass. Same thing with BI. But the thing is, you gotta make sure they know what they need to do. Like if I'm the coach and I'm telling them, I was like, I know all y'all can't be can't be killers. That's okay. But when the times get tough, I don't need y'all to try to be something you not. BI, if you the alpha of this team, I need you to be the alpha. Zoe, if you gonna facilitate, I need you to facilitate and attack. Zion, be Zion. Keep hulking. JJ Redick, if you want to hit threes, hit them threes. Drew Holiday, if you want to get saucy, get saucy. I'm asking they need a coach to just tell them, do what you do best. Don't worry about what you can't control. And I feel like they on the court in the clutch, they literally be worried about everything else but what they supposed to do.
And that's the problem. And I just think the Pelicans care way too much what people think. New Orleans needs to stop worrying about what anyone else thinks. Like you said, they gotta play their game. They gotta play up to their strengths and not be scared to fail. The problem with the Pelicans, they care what people think. They should just ignore. This is just my opinion. All right, they should just ignore the ranting, the criticism, and just play your game and try to improve their strengths. You know what I mean? And not be scared to fail. Because I just think that if they keep worrying about what other people say, it's going to keep getting to their heads. And that's not a good thing. Like look at the Phoenix Suns, for example. Phoenix is playing pressure free. They're moving the ball great. Their defense has been locked in close games, and that's why the Suns have a golden opportunity to make the playoffs right here. The Pelicans, the defense comes and goes, and then the execution is terrible. The spacing is questionable, and also the fact that they need to use more pick and roll with Zion sometimes.
I agree with that. Because you know why? You got to think about it too. Even though you don't know how to mix and match with your roster, like y'all say, you still have a talent. But this is my problem too when it come down to the come down. These dudes can run. They can play fundamental basketball, like you said, Gideon. Everybody have their little secret ingredients and weapons that they like to do, which is their go-to move. So why not play to their strengths? You know why?
Exactly.
Because you got a nigga who sat on Golden State bench and watched pure shooters save their ass time after time just by out shooting people. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got to understand about this Golden State team when they went on them 5 straight runs. Look at that third quarter. They stayed close. They stayed close because they know they're gonna get hot.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't they worry about one quarter get hot at to finish your ass. So if they down by 15, 17 to 20, they're gonna use that run to take your heart back and see where your manhood at now. And a lot of teams couldn't bounce back from that. Veteran teams, you saw what happened to KD, they got shook by that shit. They ain't never been the same. So now they went to depleting teams behind that shit. So Houston won't play that type of ball. Now you got everybody trying to play that type of ball. But it's only one person that can play that style of play because they have the fucking arsenal to do that shit. That's why they call them motherfuckers the Splash Brothers. Now name me another fucking set of Splash Brothers that's coming close to them besides probably CJ or Leonard. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Not much. Not really.
Hey, breaking news. So Malcolm Brogdon will not play today. Victor Oladipo will play today.
Okay.
TJ Warren is out. Jakar Sampson will start in place for TJ Warren.
Yeah.
MJ sitting out the game. Oh, MJ shouldn't sit out.
No Brogdon, no TJ. Yeah, the Rockets got this game. Because with Eric Gordon back, James Harden back, I think Russ is playing. Houston, they're just trying to keep that 4 seed over OKC, who's playing Miami today. So if you're Indiana, you're trying to you're more than likely going to play Miami, all right, in the first round. Ironically, they're playing them on Friday, which will be fun. So if you're the Pacers, you just got to finish strong to keep that to have a miracle catch in the Heat and see what you can do in the playoffs. So if Indiana was healthy with Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, TJ Warren, Malcolm Brogdon, Victor Oladipo, the Pacers could have been a real challenge to get to the NBA Finals or at least the conference final, in my opinion.
Let me ask y'all the question. What y'all think be wrong with some of these young athletes that be prime scorers in college, but when they get to the league, for some reason they just can't stay healthy? When they on the court, they average just take a like Jeremy Lamb. When you said his name, I watched this young brother at UConn. He was the alpha. He was the pure scorer. He was the go-to guy. But you get to the pros, and now you can't be that alpha. You can't be that scorer. You can't be that go-to guy. You know what that do to people? Now you enter. Now you injured, you still can't play and shit like that. What you think kind of confidence that do to these youngsters? And then you think that's why they stay at the bottom of the barrel as malt liquor and can't come back up to being king of the bears, Budweiser?
Man, I think it just demoralizes them. Like you look at all the top scorers. Like I'm gonna give you like one example. What's his name? He played at Duke. Grayson Allen that plays for Memphis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got drafted by Utah. Grayson Allen won a national championship MVP, won it with Jahlil Okafor his freshman year. Stayed all 4 years, got to play with Jason Tatum, got to play with Marvin Bagley, got to play with all these dudes, right? Yeah. Leading score, like people forget Grayson Allen was the best player on the team, not Jason Tatum. But like leading score, he gets drafted by Utah. He don't even get no run. He gets into the G League. He's a first rounder, gets into the G League. Comes back up last game of the year, drops a 40-piece, then gets traded in the offseason, then doesn't even see no run the next year until like right now. And you see, and you ask like what happened. Now it's just these dudes, it's like they come in undersized, and that's the injury part. And then the not playing part, you got these players, they're used to being in the big moments. They're used to being, I'm the guy. And when you get sent down, you get demoted. And it's not because you don't got the game. It's just because, coaches said so, or you're not in the right system. Like, that does something to you, man. It really does. And like Grayson Allen's just one of the few examples that's crawled back from like the brink of death and basically is making a name for himself in Memphis right now off the bench.
Shout out to G Mill in the building, man. I see you. Also, shout out to Fat Cat RIP or JCV. I see you in the building as well, man. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the like. You know what I'm saying? That way you can drive some traffic on my channel, man. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. Once I get to 1,000 subs, man, I'm giving away an Xbox to the lucky individual. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep. All right, so go ahead and continue, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about these two. I got two more games to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so in this game tonight we got Toronto playing Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Now Al Horford, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, they're all playing. No injury news on the Toronto side as I've seen as of yet. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I take that back. Yeah. No, I take that back. I already talked about Toronto and Philly. All right, I talked about that game already. Basically, all the characters from Philadelphia comes back. I see Toronto winning this game. I don't see Philadelphia running their guys out for more than like 20, 25 minutes. But what do y'all see? What do y'all see in this game?
So Joel Embiid playing?
Yeah,
he's back. I'm going with Toronto. I think Toronto wants to go into the playoffs red hot. Toronto's just deeper than Philly. They have more personnel than Philly. They may not be more. Look, the Sixers are more talented, but the Raptors, they just have more depth, better coaching, better system, better defensive players. I think Toronto's going to win this game. They're going to bid off their win against the Bucks, and I got the Raptors over the Sixers. I think it'll be close, and then the Raptors will pull away at the end.
What you got, Mr. Big Chance?
I got the Raptors mainly because I think they're literally not going to play. The Sixers are not going to play their starters very long, and I think the Raptors just run away with it. The Sixers are just trying to keep Embiid healthy so they won't get swept by the Celtics in the first round.
Yeah, they probably will get swept. They'll win one max if they're lucky, but it's over for Philly. Even if they had Ben Simmons, I never thought this team was as good as they were last year. Because last year's team, when they added Jimmy Butler, they were a team that could challenge to come out the East and maybe win a championship because they had defense and they had depth. But this year's team, the defense has not been all that good. If you actually watch the games, the execution's been trash. And Al Horford, he doesn't fit on that system. Tobias Harris is inconsistent as hell. And Joel Embiid, I have to see him dominating the playoffs before I believe Philly would go far. But without Ben Simmons, they don't have a floor general. They don't have a good defender who can guard the wing, and they don't have that. So I think Philly's going home in the first round to either Indy, Miami, or Boston. It's over for Philadelphia.
Hey, I don't believe in Shake Milton, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, Shake Milton. Shake Milton's a decent player. I mean, he had that great game against the Clippers when he had 39, hit a lot of threes. And then he had that one span when he hit the game winner against the Spurs. But other than that, Shake Milton, he's an okay player at best.
He's good, but not great. What you got on this, William Bird? What do you think about this particular game?
Boston gonna run away with it, man. Boston's gonna be.
No. We talk about Toronto and Philly.
Toronto and Philly.
Toronto and Philly. Toronto gonna beat them regardless because they got a deep team and they're a championship culture team. So they gonna beat them. And yeah, Philadelphia, they're not going nowhere, man.
Yeah, it's over, man. It's over for the Sixers. I mean, they underachieved all year, man. It's like they were supposed to be a team that could get to the NBA Finals, but because of bad execution, lack of good coaching, horrible rotations, etc., They just underachieved, man. I mean, again, we're not hating on Philly, but I'm just saying is that Philly it's kind of a shame that they're a 6 seed compared to last year when they were a 3 seed for the past 2 seasons. Now it's like this season's over at this point. So yeah, they'll make the playoffs and they'll get their ass raped in the first round.
Man, yo, the Philadelphia 76ers, they're like the basketball version of the Dallas Cowboys. All talk, all talent, bad coaching, but can't figure it out.
The Sixers talk too much, man. Philadelphia talks too much. Like, remember Joel Embiid runs his mouth saying, "Oh, we're gonna win a championship. We're gonna be a dynasty or whatever." Look what's going on, man. Your team might get beat in the first round. Like, think about this: 2018, you lost in the second round to a Celtics team without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. Then last year, against a Raptors team that wasn't proven, going to that series, you lost in the second round with all that talent. You know what I mean?
Hey, and that really shocked me because you know why? With them add Jimmy Butler, I ain't see them motherfuckers losing to no Toronto.
Me
That's
neither.
how I know niggas could tap that shit all they want. Coaching matter, nigga. That coach is shit water.
Yeah, Brett Brown, he doesn't need
Hey man, hey, that's another coach, man, who I ever put my foot in his ass about, man. You know what I'm saying? He is fucking hot doo-doo.
Oh yeah, he is.
Man, I wanted his head ever since last year. When they lost that Eastern Conference Finals,
No, semis.
Huh?
Semifinals. It was semis.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. When they lost the Eastern Conference semifinals to fucking Toronto last year, yeah, it was a heartbreaker. But if you think about it, it could have been Philadelphia could have easily eliminated Toronto or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Had they had better execution, had they had better coaching rotations and things like that. You know, because there was a long stretch in that game where Toronto was on a scoring drought, and they felt they couldn't take advantage of their damn self. I mean, Joel Embiid selling for threes and you know, not dominating down there. Yeah, Marcus Gasol, he's a good defender or whatnot, but you got youth and athleticism on your side. Use that shit.
Mm-hmm.
My God. LB,
it's so bad. It's so bad that he comes from the pop coaching tree and he's not even doing what it's supposed to be doing, man. Coach Bud is doing better than him.
It's sad, man. Bro, if I was the head coach of the coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, they would have gone to the conference final or NBA finals with the roster they had last year. You know what I mean?
I think Monty Williams would have took them farther than what Brett Brown's doing right now.
Exactly. Look what Monty Williams is doing to the Phoenix Suns. The Suns were a joke last year. And look at them now this year. This team might make the playoffs.
And that's my thing, man. So I mean, why ain't guys like Monty, like Nate McMillan and whatnot in Coach of the Year or whatever like that? But you know what? We'll save that question, man. We go into the next game. We'll save that question here for later on, but we're gonna talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? The next game is at 8:00 where we have the hold on.
Heat and Thunder. It's the Heat and the Thunder.
Yeah, so you got the Miami Heat and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, Chris Paul, you know, he likes to play, so he's going to be in there. Gallinari is going to be back. Jimmy Butler might be back in this game too. Kendrick Nunn is back, but I don't see him really getting no playing time out of quarantine. Oh man, Jimmy Butler on $7,900. Give me that shit all fucking day. When you see this game, because this game's supposed to have the highest total. Who y'all think wins this game? Really, neither team has anything to play for. But I'm pretty sure, you know, the playoff time, whatever like that, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna want to get these guys in the momentum. So what do you see this game? I mean, go ahead.
I'm going with OKC in the thriller. Here's why. OKC's one game back of Houston right now for that 4 seed, okay? So if you're the Thunder, you have, I think Gallinari's back. I think SGA's back. Chris Paul's healthy. I think Adams is back. It's like they have a lot of depth, great defense, and they like to move the ball. And I think the Thunder have enough big man. I think Steven Adams could give Bam Adebayo some problems though in the paint. I mean, Adams may not be a scorer, but he's a great post defender. So I'm saying is that it's going to be big though for OKC and Chris Paul. He's very crafty and can pick his spot. Gallinari, he can hit the three, he can put the ball on the floor, and he can break the teeth of the D when he wants to. And SGA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, he's going to get better and better. I love his patience, his confidence, and he's going to get tougher though. And so I'm just saying. And if OKC can get Dennis Schroeder back, bro, Dennis Schroeder, he's been awesome off the bench this year for the Thunder. So if the Thunder can get healthy, man, dude, OKC can scare a lot of teams in the playoffs, man. So this is a big game for both teams because the Heat, they're only one game up on the Pacers, by the way. And for the Thunder, they're only one game back of the Rockets. So it's going to be a big game for both squads to see if they can have a shot to get home. Well, Miami's the 4th seed right now. OKC's the 5th. So if you're Oklahoma City, this could be a game that will decide if you can get home court or not, you know?
That'd be nice.
I mean, there's no home court because we're in Disney World.
There's some home court right
Just
now.
get the higher seed.
But you get what I'm saying. There's no home court, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, but look, peep this out. This is what I like about that too, though. I told people that they gotta stop sleeping on. They gotta stop sleeping on these people because OKC defense is underrated. They have veteran play mixed with young talent, so they can run, they can slow it down. Then you gotta understand they do have experience. So when you have experience, a mixture of young legs, nobody thought OKC was gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga looked at them as not a non-playoff contender team. I know I did.
Same here.
So what Chris Paul did with these youngsters, him and Steven Adams being the veteran anchors, one on defense, one on offense. Then you saw how Steven Adams hit Anthony Davis with that Euro step.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Steven
saying
Adams
though,
is
I
underrated.
like them type of teams, the scrappy ones that you don't look at. But then when I really went to looking at them and did my homework, man, that team for real, man. Can't sleep on that team.
Facts, man. Don't be surprised if they go to the second round. And this is kind of a stretch here. This is kind of a stretch, but don't be surprised if OKC makes the conference final.
Hey, that would be
OKC
tough.
making
But
the
I can see them.
Yeah,
I don't think
see that.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but
that
that'd be tough right there. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Only person that I could see in the Western Conference Finals for us at point guard, the he must tame and slow Dame down. That's fucking Chris Paul.
Chris Paul,
CP3, man.
CP3.
Other than that, he gotta make it there.
Yeah.
He gonna have to get there.
He's an
I think
all-time-
Chris Paul gonna kill Russell Westbrook. Like if there was the meet, because they
Man.
like 4 and 5, right?
Bro,
Yeah, they're 4 and 5. Yeah.
yeah, I'm telling you right now, man. If OKC and Houston meet in the first round, bro, I'm gonna be all interested in that series, man. You know, Chris Paul will be coming for blood, boy.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
Not
sir.
just that.
Yes,
Who
sir.
gonna
He come
check
back from
Steven
Virginia.
Adams, LB?
He'll be going hard, man. It'll be like a reunion type series. You know what I mean? You have James Harden and Westbrook playing against their former team, and then you got CP3 playing against his former team. So it's like, and don't forget, OKC beat Houston twice. And remember that one game when the Thunder crushed the Rockets and Russ's return to OKC? The Thunder were moving the ball great. The Thunder were spacing out. The Thunder were feeding Adams in the post. OKC in that game, when they were in OKC, they just took it to Houston.
Yeah.
And see, this is why I say Chris Paul coming for blood. Because see, when Russell Westbrook got traded out of OKC, you know, there were no hard feelings there. You know what I'm saying? He still get a lot of love with OKC. Now I don't know how it's gonna play out now because they ain't no fans and shit, right?
Yeah.
Chris Paul, man, look, when he got traded out of Houston, and you know, these already got a bad taste in his mouth with James Harden and Mike D'Antoni, man, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you see Houston on the schedule, man, that nigga coming for blood, dog. Straight up, man. I think, look.
But
Yeah.
listen to LB, y'all. Who gonna stop Steven Adams? You know
Nobody.
Chris Paul gonna
Nobody.
feed that nigga.
Oh, man, look. Ain't nobody stopping Steven Adams, man. Steven Adams.
Steven Adams gonna have a field day on them.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
man.
right.
Because
Chris Paul
PG,
gonna make sure that they gonna Chris Adams gonna have. I mean, Steve Anderson gonna have a fucking Elijah Wan Will Chamberlain game. Watch what I tell you,
is
because he
very.
gonna keep telling them, man, get down there, man. Ain't got nobody for you.
I mean, that's you could have a point because PJ Tucker, he's kind of undersized when you had to compare him to Adams. Though, if they had a Clint Capella, then I think Clint Capella could have given Steven Adams problems. But since they don't have a true big man that they can feed, the Rockets they even be more spaced out. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be so the Thunder they're gonna have a field day going to the basket at will. Because if you have Clint Capella, he can protect the rim and block shots. You know, but they trade him to the Hawks.
That was a dumb
Man.
move.
Now you know what pisses me off about Mike D'Antoni. They don't even they have a small team, right? They don't even use their tallest player in the paint. Their tallest player is a perimeter defender, and that's Covington. Covington's 6'7.5", almost 6'8", and like he would be a better match. Like he would be like because he got ups and he's fast, so like he could give a little problem, but he ain't still done nothing because he ain't strong. But I'm like PJ Tucker's 6'6". Like 6'5", 6'6". Why you got him on a 7-footer? Like at least put your tallest player on there. But like it's just Mike D'Antoni's system. They gonna get beat in the first round. The only way the Rockets will have a chance against the Blazers, against the Thunder. The only way they will have a chance, Russell Westbrook would have to have to be on attack mode on Chris Paul, because one thing about Chris Paul, like he struggles with speedy point guards that are coming at him. Like if he's guarding somebody that's not coming at him, he's gonna be fine. But I've noticed that he struggles against guards that are coming at him downhill, and Russell Westbrook is good at that. So that's like the only chance I'm giving him, because I don't trust James Harden in the clutch.
Here's what I think. I think the Rockets will beat the Thunder in 7 games, but because I just think Houston's a better shooting team than OKC. But like you said, Mr. Big Chest, can James Harden and show us that he's the real MVP in the playoffs? Can he be finally clutch? There's no excuses for the Rockets, Clippers, and Lakers, you know what I mean? Or Bucks. There's no excuses, you know?
Man, I don't see them going nowhere with that lineup, man. They're too small. And anybody in their right frame of mind, I put a 2-3 zone on them to cover them corners.
I agree.
Y'all got to shoot that bitch from the wing because the corners is the shortest street.
Mm-hmm.
So I put that 2-3 zone on them, and I bang their ass up on the paint. They'll need Mike D'Antoni out there to suit up after I finish with their ass.
Facts, man. And if you're OKC, assuming you play Houston, you got to cover PJ Tucker at the corner because that's his favorite spot, you know?
It's the left,
gonna cover that, man.
the left corner.
The left corner, yeah. So if you're OKC,
If you play the 2-3 zone, though, that requires your guy down the block or your guy on the wing to get the fuck out there.
Right, rotations.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So your motherfucker got to communicate. Your motherfuckers got to rotate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I would only say one thing. One thing about that. So playing, like James said, I would agree with playing you said 3-2 or 2-3 zone.
2-3
2, 3. I have
Okay,
two. I have my shooting guard and my point guard at the top. I have my big man flow from like baseline to baseline, and I have my 2 players protecting that corner. Now, only thing you got to do if they swing into that wing is just a lot of rotation moving pieces. But that's why you got. That's why you have
Chris Paul.
Yeah, that's why you got the young ladies and athletic people to do that shit. Yeah. They got the people to do it.
But here's the thing: they got to be able, because James Harden, he knows that. But thing is, James Harden, he's just gonna dribble, drive, draw the foul, which it really won't work. But the thing is, if you could have that zone, but then you have the ability, and because I think OKC, they have the ability to go from zone to man like easily. You have a zone, the 2-3 zone would have man concept around it, and what it does is that it chokes the offense. What it does, you have James Harden. James Harden is basically like, I gotta score. I gotta basically score, because if I try to pass it out, the rotation is gonna be there. If I try to draw the foul, it's gonna be a brick wall, and I probably won't make the shot. So it's gonna force that team to consistently take and make those shots. And what you want to do with a team like Houston, you want to choke the life out of them offensively. So when you get the ball back, they're tired, they can't defend, and you're just getting easy buckets because they don't got big men.
I mean, that's true, but if you're the Thunder,
Hey, hold on. Shout out to the underrated darkness, man. Salute to you, homie. Go ahead, Gideon. Go ahead, continue.
but here's the thing: if you OKC, you do not want to be in a shootout with Houston. They don't have the shooters like the Rockets. You know what I mean? So if you're the Thunder, you want to make the Rockets take jumpers, right? You want to make the Rockets go to the basket. You don't want the Rockets to start banging threes on you. You know what I mean? So if you're the Thunder, you can play a zone like the 2-3 zone, or you could use like a 1-2-2 zone that can help you because you don't want to give up those threes to Daniel House and Ben McLemore or Austin Rivers, because people forget Austin Rivers destroyed the Kings with 41 one game. You don't want to let Harden get hot from three. The only guy you can dare to shoot threes is Russell Westbrook. Okay, but everybody else you don't want to. If you're OKC, you want to guard. You want to guard the perimeter so that the Rockets don't get comfortable from downtown.
Hey, I don't think by them having the younger play pieces, they got legs to match that intensity. With this, all right, put this on. Make them put the ball on the floor. Stop
Exactly.
letting them just sitting in that corner. Like rush them, don't fall for the pump fake, and make them put it on the floor. Make them keep moving, making that extra pass. That's disrupt their offense. Now they got to go back and set up again. By the time that shit happens, you got a shot clock violation. You got possible niggas rushing the shot. Now you can start your fast break with Chris Paul at the helm and what the boy name is Gilkis Alexander.
SGA.
SGA.
Yeah, that man, I like him, bro. That dude, that's something serious, bro.
He looked like another Chris Paul, man.
I love SGA is underrated, man. He plays with heart, guts. He competes. He scraps. He can pass. He can hit the three ball. He can hit. He just all needs to work on his mid range a little bit. And SGA, he's going to be tough, man, in the playoffs. I'm telling you, man. Don't sleep on the Thunder, man. I'm telling you, OKC. Listen, I think the Rockets will beat them in 7 games. But if they beat the Rockets, man, they'll be playing who? The Lakers in the second round. Don't be surprised if they can challenge the Lakers.
Don't sleep on Portland. Portland might knock them out, man.
I mean, the Blazers got to make the playoffs first, though, because like I said, look.
You're right.
You got to get in. It's still not a guarantee they'll get in because, like I said, I think they'll beat the Nets tomorrow, but that's not a guaranteed win. Brooklyn, you never know with that team. Brooklyn just beat the Bucks. Brooklyn just beat the Clippers. The Nets, they have depth. And they have shooting, but the Nets, they just need to get healthy though. And if the Blazers do get in the 8th seed or 9th seed, they're more likely to be playing like the Suns. That's still not a guarantee because Phoenix plays their ass off, man. And they got a vet in Ricky Rubio who's balled out. Dario Saric has been contributing this year. Hell, Frank Kaminsky balled out yesterday, and even DeAndre Ayton's giving them doubles, man. And I'm telling you, man, don't be surprised if the Suns are the team that get in the playoffs. Don't be surprised.
All right, so who wins this game today, Miami or OKC?
OKC, in my opinion. OKC.
I got OKC.
It's hard for me to pick, dog. Jimmy Butler.
Miami don't need this. Miami don't need this game because they playing Indiana regardless.
Well, I go with OKC.
So I got OKC.
I'm going with Miami for the simple fact that they don't need this game, but like I say all the time, I'm maintaining my consistency on this. You want to play your best basketball going to the playoffs. So I think with Dragic coming back from injury, Jimmy Butler coming back too, I think Bam's going to have I think Bam's going to dominate this game. You know what I'm saying?
Bam is the beast, man. Bam Adebayo, very underrated.
So I got Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Who are playing, LB? Everybody playing?
Yeah, everybody from Miami with the exception of Kendrick Nunn playing.
This game should be on national TV. Why did you show the Raptors, man? Like, if you're ESPN, why show that game over this game? That doesn't make any sense.
So everybody from Miami outside of Kendrick Nunn is playing.
Yeah.
I'm about to change my pick then.
Yeah, I got Miami winning this game. Yeah. And then the last game today is the Clippers and the Nuggets. That's on ESPN as well. That's a 9 o'clock game. Um, Now for the Clippers, everybody will be back with the exception of Montrezl Harrell. He's back in the bubble, but he's still in quarantine right now. Um, but he should be back in time for the playoffs, though. But this is a game neither one of these guys want to win because me personally, I think the loser of this game draws the Utah Jazz in the first round, which is a much easier matchup than the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
But the Clippers have owned the Dallas Mavericks this season, so I mean, for what it's worth. I think if Denver saw Dallas in the first round, that would be a high-scoring series, man.
That'll be fun. But the problem I have with the Mavs, like I said, the Mavs, they just can't close games. Like, I know Dame went off, but I just felt Dallas gave that game away because their execution was garbage. They missed free throws down the stretch. They were in foul trouble. They didn't guard the paint very well. And Dame and Melo, they just took their soul down the stretch, man.
Hey, so for this particular game, right? You think the Clippers, because Paul George didn't play, a lot of those guys were resting or whatever like that. Patrick Beverly's still not playing. So you think the Clippers see they regular amount of minutes in this game?
I mean, it depends, though. I think if they start rolling through Denver, they might sit those guys out. But if it's like a down to wire type game, then they may play longer minutes. Because if you're the Clippers, they're only a game and a half up on Denver right now. So if you're the Clippers, you want to get this 2 seed locked up. You know what I mean? Because they got the Thunder after this, and I told you OKC is dangerous. So if you're the Clippers, you want to get this wrapped up so you can rest versus OKC on Friday. And if you're Denver, they had a tough loss versus LA. So Denver, they just got to just stay within range. They got to use Michael Porter more because I didn't like the idea of Mike Malone not using Michael Porter enough down the stretch of that Laker game because if he would have played longer, they would have beat the Lakers. So I'm saying that if you're Denver, they got to just hang around with the Clippers, got to use your size advantage with Jokic. And then Jamal Murray, he's balled out in this bubble ever since he came back from that hamstring. So I'm going with the Clippers in this game. Yeah, I'm going with the Clippers in this game, but it'll be close.
Jamal Murray's a beast.
Yes, man, he's a beast.
I like Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray's a beast. He just needs to be more consistent in the playoffs, you know?
He finally coming along. I like how you try to dunk on your boy.
Yeah, he tried to bang on him too.
Yeah, Jamal Murray, the blue arrow can fly. He can fly. He has a nice jumper, can hit the three, and he's crafty. The thing with Jamal Murray, he just needs to calm down sometimes. And Jamal Murray, he just needs to be more consistent in the playoffs, like I said.
The only thing I see he lack real big, is his confidence look shot sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because he showed that a lot in that Portland series, even when it was up and they let Portland do what they was doing, come back sucking it up. People forget they keep talking about Portland blow leads. They was blowing Portland ass out. It's like Golden State was treating Dame. Nobody want to talk about that shit.
Facts. Denver choked that series away. In game 3, they lost in quadruple overtime. Jokic was missing free throws. The Nuggets down when they out of bounds plays, whenever shot to win. They're throwing up threes, which didn't make any sense, and the execution was garbage. And then they left Rodney Hood open for a 3, which killed their ass. And then in game 7, Denver was up 17 at home. They never trailed until late in the third quarter when CJ just took over. And Jamal Murray, he's a good player, but he was horrible in game 7, 4 of 18. Couldn't really find the rim. And Denver, it should have been, I'll be honest with you, we should have had the Rockets and Nuggets in the conference final last year. If you really think about it.
I can say that.
Yeah. I mean, well, for this game, the Nuggets, I think they're gonna play because last game, I really think that Mike Malone took all their starters out because he knew. I think they don't want the second seed because they know that Dallas is a bad matchup for Jokic. Like Dallas is a really bad, even though they beat Dallas earlier, Dallas is a
Twice.
real
He
bad
beat him
matchup
twice.
for Jokic. But I got
No,
the Clippers
Dallas beat him
winning.
twice. Sorry.
I got the Clippers winning this one. It should be. Kawhi comes, Paul George comes, they show up, they show out, they do what they're supposed to do, get up and get out there, get ready for the playoffs. The only reason I say, I think Michael Porter and Jamal Murray, they got a good game. My X factor, if Bol gets going, if they let Bol get off, that's gonna be some problems for the Clippers. That's the only that's the person I think that can give the Clippers problems because not only is he's tall, but he's so smooth with the ball though. It's like he's so smooth and silky with the ball that could give the Clippers problems. Plus Denver, they have multiple ball handlers outside of Kawhi and Paul George. Yes, the Clippers have Lou Williams and Reggie Jackson. But like when your bench when your 11th guy can get you 24, 25 points, that's crazy. But I got the Clippers winning. They're gonna handle business.
And this could be a second round preview. Don't be surprised. This could be a second round preview, man. Like again, I think the Clippers will beat the Nuggets, but that could go 6 games because, like you said, Denver has a lot of good ball handling. I like how Plumlee. He's going to be tough. He's not a scorer, but he can defend and he brings energy. Jeremy Grant has been big off. Jeremy Grant's been huge this season. And Bobo, he's very underrated. He's versatile. He can hit the three, and he's tough, man. I'm telling you, if you're the Clippers, man, if you play the Nuggets, I think the Clippers will beat them. But that could be a long series.
Yeah, you gotta think about Will Barton not even there back yet. Will Barton coming back.
Will Barton can get buckets, man. Will Barton, when he's hot, he can get hot. He's athletic. He has a nice touch. He has a good. He's very good at ball handling. Will Barton, he's going to be an X factor when he's healthy in the playoffs.
Oh wow, I'm happy for Nate McMillan. Wow.
Same here, man. I'm happy for Nate McMillan too because if the Pacers would have fired him, that would be snake stuff. Because Nate McMillan has kept the Pacers competitive. So if Indiana,
McMillan got extended.
Yeah.
Extension.
Yeah, he agreed to a contract extension. I talked about that on the outside of my stream.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm happy for him. They got his personality, man, because he was a defensive guy back in the days.
With Seattle, yeah, with the Seattle Sonics, he was, man. So
people forget that though, yeah.
I remember them days, man. Nate McMillan was a ball. Him and GP in the backcourt.
People were sleeping on old Nate, but Nate was pulling his weight though.
And so y'all think wins this game? The Clippers or the Nuggets?
Clips
need to go in there on a how can I say this? On a high note, because they've been losing some games that's like very shocking to me. So like you said, LB, nobody want to go in that bitch on the losing streak, but if they do, so big. But they got to go up in there with some kind of cohesiveness, playing good on a high note. Because if they go up in there on a losing streak, that shit just gonna trickle down. And if you catch a nigga that's playing high like the Thunder, Portland, some of these other lower level teams like Phoenix, man, they gonna catch that type team slipping, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And they gonna knock them out, bro. They're gonna remind me of Buster Douglas and Tyson. And I don't want to hear shit. Take your lick, bitch.
It's very possible, man. I'm telling you, man. It's very possible. Like, if you're the Clippers, man, they've been up and down in the bubble, all right? They should have lost that game to the Blazers, but Portland kind of gave that game away. And then Brooklyn, the Nets, they just out-hustled the Clippers on both sides of the ball. We're getting more loose balls. And the Nets, they were just banging threes on their ass. Joe Harris was unconscious. LeVert was big. Jared Allen had a good game. Hell, Tyler Johnson was awesome in that game. So it's like if you're the Clippers, you got to get your head up your ass. Because I'm telling you this right now. I think they'll beat the Mavs, but the Clippers keep struggling like this. The Mavs could challenge them. I don't think the Mavs would beat them, but they can challenge them.
It's a possibility, bro. Like I said, anything is possible in this league today, especially when you underestimate teams who have to fight for something. You already in the playoffs. Y'all need chemistry, like I said. It's been a long layoff, but y'all out here half-ass and losing games. Ain't building this chemistry. So what makes you some of these teams think you can just go in the playoffs and turn that shit on and off? Now you're gonna go up in there and catch one of these hot young teams going in there off their wave, like on a point break. And I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be rough for these teams, bro, to try to come back and try to match that intensity when you had what? How many preseason games they played? Then you had 8 regular season games. The battle to get your positions.
And they had
Come on, man.
They had 3 scrimmage games too.
That's what I'm saying. So that's 11 games total. So if y'all bullshitting them 11 games, that's all on y'all. I'm taking this shit serious. I'm trying to get back in the groove of things. So when the time comes, I can help my team solidify this rank, man. That's what Dame them doing. They ain't bullshitting, bro. They about the only team them in Phoenix right now, bro. That's playing like, you know what I mean? Shit, I'm out here. I really got something to lose. I'm trying to win this bitch.
That's a fact. Just
I
like
want my
Dame
name in
said.
the record books. I never understood that though. I want my name in the record books. Just
Mm-hmm.
imagine if Dame man had to go through Golden State and he would have had to play a team like Houston.
Man, that would have been a whole different series.
He already bapped them.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, when you look at shit, injuries play a part of the game. I think if they would have had Nurkic without what you call him having no big man and no KD, there would have been a different series.
Yeah. I think, from my opinion, I think Nurkic is better now than he was before the injury.
When I seen 13 and 19, they had like 3, 4 blocks or some shit.
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
had 7. He had 7 blocks.
yeah, it probably was. I knew it was like 4. It was more than 4. 4
It was
better. Put
7.
it that way. I'm like,
Yep.
oh yeah, this nigga back.
Yep.
That's all you need though.
Hell yeah, that's all you need, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, on that note, I'm gonna end this stream so I can go ahead and take care of some business, man. But I appreciate y'all coming on, man. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get this motherfucker in, man. You know what I'm saying? And I
Well, you
appreciate
already know, man. I'm sorry I've been missing you, bro. I've been getting my rest because I work at night. But I'm glad I caught your ass today, nigga.
Hey,
Hey, I'm about to send you a text too, LB. I'm gonna ask you a question about something. I'm about to send you a text, all right?
All right, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up, man.
All right.
I appreciate the panel. Appreciate everybody in the
All
chat.
right, brothers.
This your boy. Scream at me.
All right, brothers. Peace.
See you later.